The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Run for cover, you'll discover some will thrive and others suffer. Cause the top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Woo! Don't wait, don't hesitate. Better speak the truth, let it resonate and let it detonate and get blown away. Till you keep on rising to a higher place. Can't stop, won't stop. Don't stop coming till we hit the top. Gotta keep pushing till the day I make it. Since they won't give it to me, then I got to take it. The pain today is power tomorrow. Keep on coming, but you'll never catch me running. Cause I won't bow down. No matter what they say, I wouldn't do it any other way. Keep on coming, but you'll never catch me running. Cause I won't bow down. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Not enough to keep us smothered. Lower class, never the upper. Cause the top of every mountain is the bottom of.
Good evening, UN Spacey Wolf Squad, and it's your Commander Wolf 10. I'm your werewolf. Tonight we are talking about friendship and all that gay shit. We are talking about the best friendships, the best type of friendships, and the best closest friends in media. I'm here with the humblest of writers, Humble Marty.
Hello.
We'll get the rest of the crew together, but we'll see. It'll be just the two of us. We can make it. We try. Just the two of us. You and I. And we have, I guess we have Evie here in spot. I wonder if she stuck around. I wonder if she's sticking around. Whoever that individual is here, it's only one count, by the way. Show yourself. Make yourself known. Say hi. I don't care if you're a bot. But yeah, we're talking about the friendship dynamic and how it's been eroded and or manipulated or even dare I say it, diluted into fake, false, phony, and just downright nasty ass fetishized romance.
Fudge buddies.
And how a lot of characters that are supposed to start off as friends, or at least it's like modern media is trying to get rid of the notion of friendship. Let's get to the point right there. We want to talk about friendships tonight because modern media seems to have it in their idea that friendship just doesn't exist. Friendship is just a coded word to hide a sort of gay undertone.
No, it's not just gay. It's literally anything remotely friends. They're romance.
So even if it be between straight people too, apparently they can't be friends either, or at least they always like to decry the whole thing of, you know, we get tired of forced romance, right? But then on top of that, they tend to code romance in everywhere it goes, or you know, they try to code romance no matter what the meme is. You see how they think, Humble?
It's kind of instinctual, kind of not. I mean, one of the things I've noticed is if they have some form of chemistry, like some form of history, they do get shit together.
Yeah, shippers love to ruin stuff, don't they?
No, I think they get more mad when stuff does get ruined, actually. And to be fair, Rule 34 is usually assign something as like really popular. For
Yeah,
example, I think the game, what was the one that was Concord? It didn't have any shipping at all, actually.
no, but I would not be surprised if there was. I mean, it'd be. I mean, with the way how those characters are designed, you'd be surprised. I mean, I would be surprised if there was ever any
Eh,
romantic context applied to any of them. Really,
I'd watched like some of the trailer because I knew I would need to. If I'm going to speak about something that I didn't even play, I had to know at least a little bit about it. And from the writing angle, the chemistry just wasn't there.
there was a secret level episode attached to Concord, which they're trying so hard to be almost every popular show that had a ragtag bunch of near do wells
Eh,
as the star cast. It was trying to be Farscape, Guardians of the Galaxy, Firefly, all wrapped in one. And the funny thing is that it had all the hijinks and humor of I'm gonna say Rick and Morty, but
Rick and Morty had a lot better writing. No, Rick and Morty had a ton of better writing, especially in some of their earlier episodes.
I mean the problem, but the thing is that they're missing was the friendship angle, or at least the as a trope, the bonded by the dysfunctional family dynamic.
That was supposed to be the found family.
Yeah, they try to act like a family, but they only act like that towards the end of the episode. It's like I'm sitting here thinking I'm supposed to believe that this is supposed to be a family when
Eh,
each and every like at least like one or two of the characters kept threatening to mutiny the black captain character, the one with the hairy arms, the hairy armpits. It's like, ugh,
Wait, these guys are in space. Why did she have hairy armpits?
I don't know. It's a fetish thing. Oh, well, ladies should be able to have hairy armpits. Men should be liking women with hairy armpits. What
Eh,
laws say that? What laws is there to say I'm supposed to like that? I mean, yeah, I like a I like a little hair on my lady
there's a bit
in the
of
right places, mind you.
there is a little bit of a difference from a logistics standpoint.
Hmm.
Uh, when you have hair in different areas, it is kind of hard to clean because lots of stuff gathers in there: dirt, debris, sweat,
And you
the
being a woman,
little
that's
mites that live on your skin.
yeah, you being a woman, that's you know, that's a whole different discussion, mind you. Especially on woman hygiene. Like women hygiene is far different than male hygiene.
It is, but the one thing that all the hygiene has in common is if someone has good hygiene, it's considered attractive because the person's taking care of himself.
Get your butt up in here, boy.
There's no love for these freaks, only insecurity.
But the thing is, we're talking about friendship. We we're talking about the negative aspects of the modern media. Get your butt in here, final.
Well, it is kind of funny because we haven't had a lot of just on-screen friendships for a while, that the first time that it actually happens, it is now fresh and new again.
Yeah, I mean, hell, even one's declaration of one's friendship is now seen as again gay coding.
Eh,
Like
yes, that's a
the ending
sad
of
part.
like the ending between Jason Victor at the end of season 2 of Arcane. Everybody is so gay fishing that those two, gay shipping those two. And I'm
Eh,
like, again, every time when they try to do stuff like that, I'm like, I'm having a hard time seeing as what their declaration is a love thing. It's more of a friendship thing. Especially what Jay says to Victor. It's like that's something you say to a comrade, not a lover. And we have the lovely Leia Valor Leia plus size. We're talking about friendships and
Yay!
me.
Good evening, everyone. Forgive my tardiness. I did not know we were streaming tonight. So,
You get a pass because we're kind of out of order of late.
Um, we get to talk about people being horny for friends.
what? What?
You know, when
That's
someone
put
has
in
like one of
mildly.
those on-screen friendships or those on-screen rivalries, and they decided, let's make them have sex.
Oh,
Or
okay.
rather, why can't they just kiss each other?
So, okay. Well, I was
I
about to
think
say
there's
this is
like
an interesting
a
topic.
whole different. I think there's like a whole different body language for that, a whole different type of communication for that, and a different type of communication for the whole friendship thing. Granted, I know the end thing to call it is coding, but
I'm
I look at
surprised.
that and it's like, yeah, that's like me trying to call HTML coding romance.
I'm surprised there hasn't been no scuffle about K-pop Demon Hunters. For so far, Huntrix remains untouched on people trying to scream, "Why can't these girls be gay for each other?" I don't
I
know if there's been an article surfacing about that or
I think
not.
that's because the way it was written and balanced, they had already gotten all of the pairings put together and everything, and it was all a part of the lore of the story, which is
Well,
probably the reason why it didn't go like how with My Little Pony. If they wanted a straight ship, everything was shipped with like Applejack's big brother. Or all the girls shipped together because that
yeah,
was
Big
something that
Macintosh.
was fun for them to do.
Well, as we said in the Demon Hunters stream, all the girls were very boy crazy. There was never no hints of them being girl crazy.
Which I think it kind of helped because one of the things that gets, yeah, the KDP girls were also aggressively straight. Yes, very.
Yeah, they were very. That was like a big like sigh. I wouldn't say a sigh of relief. It was just what's the phrase that we usually say? It was so refreshing to see women who were boy crazy again in that movie.
It was. And we got to have more ab and butt jokes.
Mm. Of course, Leia, I'm pretty sure you got a few friendships that you would want to speak on.
Well, if I'm understanding correctly, our topic is you're watching a movie or a TV show, and in the first season or in the movie, characters start off as friends or buddies or whatever, and then by the second or third season, all of a sudden you see them wake up in bed together, and you're wondering what happened, what I miss.
Well,
So,
the
mhm.
topic of the day is friendship in media, both the positives and the downright just disturbing the very disturbing aggressive shipping that's been put onto screen of late, especially existing characters that that didn't have any proclivities of any kind of LGBT
Romance, and then all of a sudden it's just been it's they're lovers now, and you're going to accept it, and that is that. But it makes no sense whatsoever.
like even
Oh,
characters of old properties that were always have been straight. Hang on, Humble. I'm gonna let you jump in after
okay.
this. Have always been straight. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's been always been established that this character was straight all the time. 8 seasons, even.
Hmm.
And suddenly a sort of a new season or a new series with them added into it, and now suddenly you make them gay or
Uh,
bisexual.
I'll
Yeah.
be honest. I just sort of dropped most of those stories like a hot potato because the story wasn't there for me.
Like for example, 7 of 9. Even though 7 of 9, for her being bored, they don't really state that she what her orientation was in Voyager, particularly. However, you always knew, even if you liked Voyager, even if you hated Voyager, if you had eyes on 7 of 9, you were for sure aware that at some point 7 of 9 would end up with somebody, either having romantic feelings or just a sort of humanly interest to the opposite sex. There would have been a male character out there for her to try and well, not try, but for her to explore her humanity a bit more as she was growing into her humanity. The further the series progressed,
Hmm.
you feel me?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Now
Yeah.
suddenly, I have not seen Picard where she I think where she appears in that one, but I heard that they made her either bisexual or lesbian.
I'm guessing bisexual because
That
they'd want to keep the guy part, but if they ended up doing the lesbian thing, I think that what they always. I think that's the other thing they try to do is say it's like we're going to explore humanity. Let's make that character something else.
or the writer may say, "Well, I'm gay, so therefore this character must be gay too. I want to put
Yeah,
my own personal experience into this character,"
and
and that's where you make your mistake.
they always dress them up in the gay outfit or the gay uniform.
Hmm.
There's never no differentiating their gay designs. Because I'm like, wait a
Um,
minute, since when 7 of 9 will ever rock a side buzz? Because she had the gay side buzz hair. I mean, everything about it's like here's how I tend to see a character as gay or can tell when somebody is gay. Usually, I don't mean to take over this conversation, but I gotta throw this out there. When I see when I see pink on somebody, not literally wearing pink or anything or dressing pink. I mean, I see the color pink glowing off of them. That's when I usually like, yeah, that person's gay. Somehow, I don't know how that is, but that's what happens to me sometimes. Whenever time I see somebody like just radiating pink, yeah, even the bush cut can count Hero Angel.
hmm.
But like whenever time I see somebody radiating pink, despite the fact that they're wearing different shades of colors, I'm like gay, possibly gay. They just have this. Hate to use this word now because this word is used as a slang term now, but they have this aura around them that usually when I see it, I'm like, oh, that person's gay.
Like like Brokeback Mountain level gay or flaming.
Every flavor of the sun under the sun, girl. I'm like Strong J from Boomerang. He's a gay. That man over there, he's a gay. He's a gay. And he is a gay. That dog is gay.
Yeah, I kind of stopped paying attention to all that stuff, which I know
There it starts.
probably would limit a lot of what I read, but it was like,
No, you better start back paying attention because you're gonna be I can't even talk tonight.
no, it was a lot better when you just go to find something that's a bit more fun than trying to look at every different coating under the sun.
Well,
I remember there was a time where everybody wanted Frodo and Sam to be gay.
oh, I was hearing a lot
Lord of
about
the
that.
Rings, The Return of the King wrapped up.
Yeah, that blew my stack. That's another thing. I heard so much about that. I'm like,
Frodo
where
and
is it coded
Sam.
in the book that Sam and Frodo had a romantic
No,
relationship? There was no
it
romantic
wasn't the book.
relationship.
It wasn't because of the book. It was because of the movies.
Yeah, that's what I mean, because the movies are
So,
adapted from the book.
yeah,
But there was a
I
lot
know
of that going on. Go on, Humble.
I ended up stepping away from that fandom because they decided to do Impreg with the Hobbits. And it's that I'm like, nah, that's not for me.
Well, when I was watching The Walking Dead back when it was good, it was scaring me about. I was hearing some rumors about Daryl Dixon, a character that I really liked that was very popular. It was a fan favorite, and I started
Not part of the
hearing.
books, mind you.
Right, Daryl Dixon was created specifically for the TV show, so he's not in the comics. He was specific for the TV show, but he became a fan favorite. He's one of my favorites from the show. I will admit to that. I like the character.
I liked him up until. Don't mean to cut you off, Leia. I liked him up until the Savior's arc. I couldn't stand his ass in the Savior's arc.
And I couldn't get into The Walking Dead.
In the TV show, with that part. Oh, really?
When Negan showed up, I couldn't stand his ass.
That part.
All he do is dead eye stare and grunt. I was like, man, can you speak? Talk, use your words. You ain't no caveman.
Well, you can blame the writers.
Bro,
the writers were at fault for that.
Bro, everybody in the fandom knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
I was watching some old clips of Daryl, and 9 times out of 10, when everybody was watching old Daryl, I was like, back when he said more, back when he said more than just 3 words or when he didn't grunt.
I get what you're saying, but I fault the writers for that. So you can blame, you can shoot the writers in the face.
Oh, I know. I know the blame
doing
the writers for
stupid
that bullshit. But like, my God, it's like y'all gonna ruin my boy Daryl.
Yeah,
all he do is just stare out in the space and grunt. It's like, man, everybody else. I was like, bro, I want everybody else to shut the hell up. I want my boy Daryl to talk. Can he have a word? All I heard is Rosita ass bitching. I heard Gerald ass bitching. I hear Michonne ass bitching. Can Daryl have his moment time to bitch?
Well, at that time, more female writers were pushing their way in on the show. Mm-hmm. So there you go, right there. That's when the show.
I mean, the only person I say was allowed to bitch was Carol, and Carol was my favorite, and they almost ruined her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Carol was always my favorite.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I cannot. It's thanks to show Carol. I can't even stomach book Carol. I'm like, man. If I only have 2 books, the 2 books for the whole series, because I ain't getting that shit. That shit's a whole Bible.
Yeah.
And seeing where it went, I was like, I don't even want to. But no, like man, if I had to keep going, I was like, whoo, somebody killed Carol already, because this girl is driving me up the wall.
And
With her
personally,
crazy.
the TV friendship I really got into was off of Doro Hedoro.
Oh yeah, that was wow. You know
And
what?
it's
We'll cover that when we get back to manga study in that one.
getting season 2.
Finally,
Yes.
I thought I already had a season 2. You mean a season 3?
It had, yeah, I think probably season 3, but
Because the latest ones are straight up filler episodes.
except for the part where Nikaido got forced to be partnered up with the Mushroom Dude.
You talking about what's his name? My homeboy. Of all the favorite characters that I would have, it's the freaking main villain. Oh, I forgot his name. I'm pretty sure Ironcast will probably pop up his name. But I know what you're talking about. No, that was season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Since we're still on French, we're gonna talk about Kaima and Nikaido. That duel is crazy, to say the least. Especially how they hooked up. Gyoza!
Yep. And I like it because all the characters like well written, and even if they're like shipped or not shipped, the camaraderie is there.
Then Shin and Noi came along and was like, oh, bye, Kaima and Nikaido. Hello, Shin and Noi.
Oh, my favorite scenes out of that show were when Noi and Nikaido did their fights. Yes, people like saying who's stronger, who's going to beat Superman. Noi and Nikaido, you could feel the bones cracking.
No, I just like the fact that both Shin and Noi are basically Rocksteady and Bebop if they did their job right.
Yes.
That's what they are. They're literally Rocksteady and Bebop if they would do their jobs right,
Yes.
and if they were part of a mafia too. Oh boy, I really do like their straight up dynamic. Like Noi has this very childlike personality. She's still a woman, but she has that child in her, despite the fact that she was a demon in training. That I'm spoiling things. I'll spoil this. Her origin is the fact that she was well on her way to being a devil, but she had to pass one more test and she failed it on account of Shin and his dumbassery. And I say it like that because she is such a reckless fool and at times impulsive.
Hmm.
But that's what makes him so endearing, especially when you get into his backstory.
Mm-hmm.
When you know the nature of the world that they inhabit in Dorohedoro. Oh boy, I think Leia, you were on that ride with us for a while till you tapped out because it was too violent.
Okay, you have to remind me on what was this
It is a manga
manga?
/ anime.
Doro
Okay.
Hedoro, you have the mages who experiment on people in a place called the Hole.
Oh, they don't experiment. That's their training.
That's their training ground. And they use magic smoke to mutate people.
That's what the case is. So
And that's just the magic system itself. But everything else, it is basically a sandbox of anything goes. You want zombie fighting? They have a holiday for that.
hmm
They
zombies
have
is
a
this.
baseball and they have a baseball next to a baseball game next to a bottomless pit.
hmm It's basically just it's basically third world China if just magical sewage just spilled all over it. It's as if magical toxic waste just freaking just flooded it, and it's just like just slums where just everything is just one big bowl of soup of anything: werewolves, demons, vampires. Hey, Buddy Smith, witches,
Even a
warlocks.
truly flamingly gay mage who was into the mushroom lad, who ended up being disguised as Nikaido for a while. That one was a funny part in the show.
Oh, I like that guy. N. That was his name. N.
Mm-hmm.
The mushroom guy's name is N. So how I forget his name? He's my favorite character. Usually my favorite characters, I remember their names.
Well, we haven't seen that in a while.
Oh no, N was always present. They say his name a lot.
They
And I,
do.
that's because I haven't watched, let alone begun reading the manga in a long time. So it's like, yeah, that'll do it if I forgot. But yeah, N's my boy, even though he's the main villain. I was like, I will hope nothing bad happens to N. It's one of those rare opportunities, those rare areas where I'm like, I want this. I don't want him to have a redemption arc, but I do want him to lose with dignity and turn over to a new leaf and start being a good guy. Because if you look at his backstory, it's like he don't really have to be like this, but he chose to be like this, so fine. But even he is kind of like even though he's a boss, he kind of treats his subordinates like their friends, sort of, kind of. I mean, there's some there in his own twisted way. He does care about his henchmen, especially if they're like useful
Mm-hmm.
and consistent in their usefulness. He would love. In fact, as a matter of fact, I think there was a time when they were looking for the slasher that was killing all of his boys. That's when he was really enraged, because that's where you see that other side of him, that he really does care about his subordinates. So even though there are times he punishes them by turning them into mushrooms and eating them. Shut up, Final.
Right,
He
because
over there
that's how
griping.
redemption arcs work, not.
He's over here. Oh my god, Final. We gotta bring him back to the light. He's too rage filled. Eat more spaghetti.
Never post when you're angry. It actually leads you to be in a very big cloud of weird.
But no, Leia, we're talking about Lord of the Rings too. Let's get your spiel on your favorite franchise, or your favorite wow, I'm blanking. Just talk.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just wait. You're supposed to be friendships that have been shipped, that aren't meant to be romantic, but have been shipped.
No. Just talk about friendships. Period.
Well, I enjoy friendships. You mentioned some of my favorite friendships: Sam and Frodo, Xena and Gabrielle, Bucky and Steve. Those are all these different types of friendships. Those are some of my favorites. And I've always said how, everybody knows by now that one of the heart of the Winter Soldier movie, of course, and maybe the MCU as a whole, that I think they didn't take serious, that people took for granted, was the relationship, the friendship between Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes. And I thought one of the best things that the MCU ever did was really treat that friendship seriously and put some emotion and put some heart into it, because most part, to me, you, Wolf, or you, Humble, and everybody out there may see it differently from me, and that's okay. But I always felt that friendship, that bond that they had, was the heart not only of the Cap movies, but really the heart and part of the movies as a whole, up until they moved into Phase 4. Because to me, and this is just me, they tried to repeat that same magic with Bucky and Sam, and I just don't think it's the same thing. I just don't think it's the same thing. I think that all along
it just didn't work. They didn't allow it to work.
That you're right. It didn't work. They didn't allow it to work, and there's many factors. I do agree with you with that, but most of all, they didn't respect the kind of friendship that Steve and Bucky had versus the kind of relationship they wanted Sam and Bucky to have. And that is why, to me, they thought the lightning would strike twice in the same place. Or, well, if you like that, you're going to like this. Or it's even better because it's diverse. It doesn't always work that way. Now, I'm speaking for myself. All of you may see it differently.
Different friendships have different approaches to them, especially when they're different personalities and different people. And it's not based on any social demographic or any visual characteristic. It is based literally on actions and content of character.
Now tell me about your views on Xena and Gabrielle.
Xena and Gabrielle, their friendship that we know some people think was more, but I always felt was the heart of the show. And that's what I loved most about their show, was their loyalty and their devotion to each other through all the ups and downs that they have. And how for Xena, having Gabrielle in her life as her friend, and the friendship was very natural. Maybe it's due to the chemistry between Lawless and the actress, and her name slips my mind that quick, but you all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think mostly that what made that show work was their devotion and their friendship, and like Humble was going on, the difference in their personalities, their life experiences. But I think to Xena, Gabrielle probably meant more to her than anybody she had ever known, because Gabrielle seems to be able to see or bring out
I'll add into what
the
you're
good
talking
in Xena.
about.
Yeah, the good in Xena that maybe nobody had ever seen. But
I'll supplement what you're talking about right now. The friendship even transcended past the set. They were real life friends after the show had wrapped up, to the point that years to come, Lucy Lawless is now the godmother of, let me look up her name.
Yeah, look up her name. It slips my mind that quick. I don't want to keep calling her Renee. Is it Renee O'Connor?
Yeah, Renee's she's the godmother of Renee's children.
You're right. Yes.
And I think, I could be wrong, but I think Lucy had surrogated one of her children too. That's how deep their bond was.
Yes, and
They have surrogated one of her children.
Yeah, I read about that too, and I said, yeah, I can see that, and that rolled off into the show. The friendship that they had off screen rolled over into on screen, and maybe that's why it made it so good and made it so endearing. And I don't really know if the show really could have it probably would have survived, but I think that was the best thing about the show, was the bond that the two of them had.
Oh, and my goodness, she married the co-creator.
Who? Lucy Lawless?
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot she was married to Sam Raimi.
No. Robert Tappert.
Oh, God, I don't know where I thought she was married to Sam Raimi. I don't know where I got that from.
You know, she was
I
married
always,
to Garth Lawless originally.
hmm
And then she married Tappert in '98. She has 3 kids.
yeah. I don't know where I thought she was married to Sam Raimi. Was Sam Raimi a producer of Xena?
Uh,
Did he have anything to do with the show? I don't know where I thought, but you're
I'm
right.
sure
I
he may have had some.
But Robert Tapp, you're right. That's who she's been married with. Um, um, she married him in 1998, so that's who she's been married to for still married to at this time. But you're right. I did read that uh she was the godmother to their children. And when actors have real friendships in real life, you could tell. So when they do projects, it boils over onto the screen because some of the best episodes of Xena dealt with their emotional connection to each other. Uh, those are some of the best episodes, I think. So even though you have the other adventures that Xena had, I always like the fact that you always had Gabrielle there to back her up and even to try to bring out and help Xena towards her path towards redemption. I always felt that was the point of the show, was to give Xena the redemption from her past ways from her evil ways. I think Gabrielle was a big part of that.
She was the heart.
Yes, she was the
Mhm.
heart. Now, here's the little thing. This is just me. You may see it differently, but this is just a little critique that I had. The only part of it I didn't have, and someone else mentioned this, and I totally agree with it. I'm glad they didn't make Gabrielle too much of a warrior. I know there were some episodes where they have her to do more action so she could fight, but I always felt like Gabrielle wasn't really a fighter. I know Gabrielle wanted to try to protect herself, but I
Almost
always
like a
felt like
shaman.
that wasn't Gabrielle's role, was to be a fighter. Gabrielle's role was to be more of almost like a spiritual advisor. Not advisor, but you know what I mean?
Mhm.
More
Mhm.
more on that line. And let
No,
Xena come as a warrior.
she was the prime example of how you do uh, a sort of character upgrade correctly.
Mhm.
Yes.
Whereas things like, say, the CW ratchet that up off the wazoo in the '90s
Mm.
when the sidekick was getting an upgrade to be more of a sort of field hand, or at least like a field tech, so to speak.
Eh.
They were made sure
Mhm.
they have ways for them to be more active, and at times they usually tacked it into to what their skill set was already there at that point. I mean, heck, look at Samwise Gamgee again, going back to Lord of the Rings. Um, Comparatively to him, Merry and Pippin and Frodo, he's actually, to be honest, he's actually the better fighter out of all of them.
Mhm.
If you, if,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure people have noticed, and I'm pretty sure some people have not noticed, but he is he is definitely the better fighter out of all of them because he's way more active in a fight than his other Hobbit friends. I mean, hell, he. If
Well,
I
would you
recall,
say?
I think
Well.
he
Also,
racked up
don't you think Miriam eventually became a fighter because he got in the heart of the battle in Return of the King?
Yeah, you know
So would
what?
you say those two?
Mary kind of racked up the kill count more so than Sam.
Yes.
So I think he did get. We have the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell.
Sorry, sorry for the delay, everyone. One, I just had a talk with one of my folks.
Oh please, oh please, don't let us stop you,
Well,
Mister. Are we on for tonight?
Oh, here we go.
hey, I was actually only gonna jump in like early before the stream would start. Then like one of my folks, in this case my mom actually called me before I could even jump in.
That's
Well,
okay, Dom. You've got a life.
I hope it was important.
Yeah, yeah. She just called to check in, check in, looking out for me, and just make sure that I'm doing something that is related to what I want to do. At least like building up to what I want to do after I'm done with college. But that's beside the point. What what have I missed like before coming in?
We're on friendships and the friendship upgrade, or at least the partner upgrade. We were talking about Gabrielle, and I was telling Leia that Gabrielle is a prime of how you do a character upgrade correctly. Because you're right, Leia. She wasn't really meant to be a fighter. She was more of a warrior shaman, and over time she got her upgrades were gradual, and
No,
they
but
the best thing about her weaponry.
I
Any
agree.
background noise.
It's not me. I thought maybe Wolf. I thought that was you playing some
It is
music.
me. Sorry about the
Oh, okay. Go
background
ahead.
noise.
Have your jams going. It's good. No, it may be. I agree with what you said. She's an upgrade done right, and that's why the show it
Well, I haven't
endures.
gotten to details why it was done right yet.
Okay, I'll let you do that, and then I'm going to mention a certain episode that
Because
reminds
the
me of
reason
that.
why. Well, here's the thing. What you're missing, Leia. Here's the key thing of why it works. It's because yes, she wanted to back up Xena, but she was also not about to kill anybody. Now Xena. Now here's the thing. Xena is on the path of good. She's on the path of righteousness. She's on the path of redemption, right?
Right,
But she has no qualms of killing.
Mm-hmm.
right,
But here's what where she gets to pass on. She killing those that are at least of deserving. Now, mind you, she does let some foes live, but there are times where she has to take a life, and it's usually when it comes down to a monster. Usually, be it a demon or beast or a mythological creature of their culture. Gabrielle, on the other hand, is not about that life. She is not about taking lives. And what weapons she uses, despite the fact that there are ways she can kill with these weapons. The weapons that she starts out with are usually weapons that she used that are not usually known to be killing tools, but they can be in different hands. She uses a staff. 9 times out of 10, a staff, mind you, a staff can still kill somebody, can give you a concussion, can break bones, can do all kind of stuff to you that can hurt you and eventually kill you, right?
right.
But it's the 90s. We were very ignorant of those times, okay? However, she uses moves that don't harm people. May have given them a few concussions here and there, may have given them a few broken bones here and there, but let's just ignore that for a sec. She usually just knock them out, right? Later on in as the seasons progress, right? What does
Right.
she upgrade to? Size, which are kind of culturally anachronistic. I still don't know where the hell she get those weapons from or why she wields them, but I understand why she has them because again, size are not really known to be killing weapons. They're mostly tools that I believe the ninja used. Right, Don?
Yep.
But regardless, those are tools mostly used for defense. So her upgrades made sense to her character. Unlike, say, in CW shows where every character almost has the exact same power set according to what show that they're in. Almost. Not every one of them, but what was crazy about the CW shows was that everybody got to have a I'm talking about the side characters mostly. The more normal characters got the meta gene out of the wazoo. And I know why they did it too. I love my wife. I love her so much. But
I found yourself a keeper.
yeah, she is. I'm just saying, like, my problem with the CW side characters was that their smarts weren't enough. Their fields wasn't enough. Their expertise was not enough. They had to have superpowers now to make them great. Cisco with his understanding of quantum physics and gadgetry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't enough. They had to make him vibe.
Vibe.
Caitlin with her knowledge of quantum theory and quantum physics and all that stuff, and knew how to was always studying the Speed Force, if I recall, right? One enough. They had to make her Killer Frost, a Jean Grey version of Killer Frost.
With most of today's creators, and I use that term loosely, really they miss the point of supporting characters and their function.
I'm gonna stay on top and jump on their friendship real quick. Their friendship dynamic was really good in the Flash series, unlike the Arrow series, which, oh my goodness, when season 4 hit, their friendship took a nosedive. Unlike the Flash team, where they at times stayed consistent and at times kept it together. But there was some messy stuff that happened in between during the Flash seasons, like later seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That was getting on my nerves. Where I'm like, man, y'all acting more like the Arrow crew now. What's up with that? You feel me?
Yeah.
And they always put the weight on Barry. I always had that. They were doing that to both Barry and Oliver. Shoot, they were doing that with Kara and Supergirl. And oh my God, Supergirl's friendships. Jesus Christ. That was a mess. That was a hot mess.
Uh-huh.
It's like anybody who wasn't Lena Luthor was just a dick to her.
Well, at least when it started with season 1, which started out the series rather decent.
Mm-hmm.
Season later is not just a friendship between Kara and Lena, but also like Kara was like friendship with with Toyman.
God, I hated that ever since Lena showed up, everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
I like Lena. Don't get me wrong, I like Lena. Like, man, that world was bent over backwards around her too much.
Yeah, which affected like the potential the Supergirl TV series had.
I like the fact that, again, going back to what we were me and Humble was discussing earlier, that they just turned to an item now, even though they were supposed to be good friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give y'all a new challenge: friendships that were tested. And what I mean by tested, as in friendships that were on the opposite spectrums. And I'll give you one example. Smallville. Speaking of a Luthor. Lex Luthor and Clark Kent in Smallville.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was a crazy dynamic.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I mean, for us like comic book fans, like who know the history between Clark and Lex, like oh, well, what will eventually happen between the two. Yet, what to give credit like to the writers and other members of the creative team in Smallville. Well, like it made the friend actually made the friendship like between the two rather endearing because it is actually because like they were actually friends in pre-crisis, and then that friendship was restored after the events of Infinite Crisis.
Okay,
And so like through Superman Secret Origins written by Jeff Johns, that the two of them did start out as friends before they eventually grew apart as time went on.
you remember any of that, Leia?
I remember some of it, but I didn't watch Smallville religiously as most. I kind of dipped in and out of seasons, but I understood that the show was about the start, the friendship that developed between uh, Superman and Lex Young, and then how it fell out. So I've got to go back and look back at a couple of episodes because Smallville was a show I was in and out of. So some seasons I watched, it's good. There's some seasons were like I can't quite get into it as much. If I have to
Of
be very honest.
the times where you were in, how did you treat how did you feel about their dynamic?
To be honest, I'll be very honest. I don't think I read any comics or any storylines where they were friends, so I was curious.
Well,
And
you
someone
didn't need
told
a
me,
history of whether
yeah,
need a history lesson or even any frame of reference. I'm talking about your experiences when you were watching the show.
That's what he's asking, Leia, because like
okay.
to Smallville's credit, it's actually friendly to newcomers who have not been reading not just Superman comics but DC comics in general.
We
It's
have
actually
the Warrior of
actually
Light
rather
Final
friendly
Fantasy
to
Fan
newcomers.
12.
You're
Welcome,
right.
final.
Hey, Final.
Before you could before you before we bump you in, could
But
finish your thought, Leia.
I thought it was interesting, and it had me intrigued, especially the first two seasons of how their friendship began. So that's the best I can tell you guys. I thought it was interesting how they did it. I'm trying to go for my memory. I can't think of one particular episode, but it was interesting. My assumptions they started off as friends, but eventually they drifted apart.
Well, the
This,
friendship began when Clark Kent saved them from falling off a bridge
yeah, I remember
and
that.
drowning.
Yep, I remember that.
And even at that point, they already knew each other because they attended the same school, and Clark was kind of the only he was the only resident that treated Lex beyond the name, because
mhm.
Right,
at the
right.
point the main villain of that first half of the series was Lionel Luthor. You gotta remember that
Mm-hmm.
the main villain was at that time was Lex's father. In other words, Lionel Luthor was basically the Norman Osborn of that universe.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of what strengthened their friendship, and I know finally I want to bump you in because I'm pretty sure you got a lot to say about this. I think you can back me up on this one. We'll see. We're gonna test his merit tonight. But one thing I really loved about what made their friendship work in this story was, again, Clark, because of his upbringing, saw him beyond the Luthor name, saw the good in him, saw the passion in him. What um what drew Luthor in on Clark as well was the fact that while envious, at times a bit jealous, Clark had a more serene life with the Kents. The Kents were his parents. We all know Jonathan Martha, played by John Schneider, and what was her name again? The actress name again?
I have to look it up. I can't think of her name right now. Let me
She was
see.
the original Lana Lana Lane, right?
Yes.
Original OG Lana Lane playing Superman's mom this time around. But the thing is, bottom line is they were the parents that Luthor wished he had growing up, because his dad's a piece of shit.
True. That I do.
Her
But
name
that's
is
what
Annette. Annette O'Toole.
Annette O'Toole, thank you. Annette O'Toole, beautiful woman, still beautiful to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what drove home their friendship, was the fact that their parentage connected them. Their perspectives connected to them. Clark seeing him pass his name connected to him, to Clark. And the fact that Clark saved his life, and he in kind would do the exact same thing, return the favor to Clark, but was also curious as to how he was fixated on that, because he was also curious as to how Clark saved him from that, because it was impossible for Clark to save him from drowning in his car, especially when he hit him with his car. You did. Well, that was kind of like the big that was kind of the subplot of the first season, so to speak. I'm giving you guys a synopsis of Smallville proper. Let me stop myself. Go on, Final. Interject in.
Hey, you were doing well.
I know, but I want Final to have his want him to have his say.
Oh, I know, and everyone can appreciate that.
You need a scooch, you need a shove, you need a push, or you waiting for us to shut up? Let's all shut up now. You can talk now.
No, because my internet was being wonky. But okay, I think everything else should be good now. But what were you saying?
I mean, if you want to add on to what I was saying
Well,
about Clark from Smallville and Lex Luthor, or maybe add in his Clark's other friends like Chloe and Pete, if you watch Smallville, that is.
Yeah, I did not watch Smallville.
We need to fix that.
Oh
What?
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
What friendships and media have you seen that you think worked really well?
And not Final
That I have-
Fantasy for once.
She said
well,
shows. I know.
Oh, okay.
What no, you said media.
There is
You
a
said
Final
media.
Fantasy show out there called Final Fantasy 15 Brotherhood.
But Marty said media, so
Yes, and there was also
it
Final
can
Fantasy
be
15 Unlimited.
Like I said, for once, you gotta challenge yourself tonight.
But look, the point being, what friendships in fiction, from any medium, from
I just wanted to challenge
show-
yourself
shows
a
to
little
lip-
bit.
from shows and games to pros and even comics.
Oh my fucking god. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ, my internet is just being so stupid.
Boy, we hear your Irish coming out.
Internet be internet. Sometimes a little cussing is inevitable.
I just want him to challenge
Okay.
himself tonight, because he used his usual go-to is Final Fantasy, and I know it's his namesake, but I want him to do something different tonight. Impress me, wow me, amaze me, my friend.
Yeah, that's what I've been
Regale
trying.
Go on.
Yeah, because I've been trying. whilst you and that dipshit Dark always keep thinking.
Well, don't bring Dark in this.
No, what's up, Pete?
You just not noticing him? Look, man.
No,
Go
no,
ahead,
I
Final.
didn't. I didn't
Look,
notice.
look.
I saw.
Shut up, Dom. Spotlight's on Final. Go ahead.
Okay, so as long as the internet is not actually being wonky again, because I'm already getting sick of this.
We'll be patient.
Okay,
Take your time.
but I would need time to think on this because actually I would need the rest of you to try to at least say all this again because my internet is being an idiot.
Like what?
We'll lead with humble.
Okay. Media friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Media friendships. Any media
Yes.
friendships. At least growing up. I've mentioned SpongeBob and Patrick one point. But other friendships.
Well, start with them then. What's the appeal of their friendship?
Why do you like SpongeBob and Patrick's friendship? What's about it that, yeah, like Wolf said, that appeals to you,
With
that makes it work?
It's mainly with go ahead, Leia.
No. I was
You
just gonna
go.
say,
You
yeah, you go.
yeah, because you were asking me something. What was the question?
No, I was gonna say, even though Patrick is dumb as a post, what is it about their friendship that obviously you see something different? So, what is it about their friendship for yourself that endures for you and that you enjoy?
Well, we gotta
Mainly from
clarify.
the fact that
OG or
OG?
you
Yes.
SpongeBob.
No, with OG
OG.
Patrick, he was not dumb as rocks. That'll be modern Patrick.
Oh, okay, I take it back, but I'm gonna let Final lead that. We will let him lead that one in. But I'm curious, yeah, you can just tell us. We're just looking at our favorite friendships. Why does that one endure for you? You still there,
Yes, we are.
Final?
We're waiting for
His
his
internet
internet
is
to calibrate.
okay. Well, when his internet comes back in, he can answer that one. When he comes back in,
Uh,
I was going to mention back to Smallville. Well, I think in a nutshell, Wolf, you pretty much cleared. You got some of it in there that clears it up. It's one of those things where the storylines is, I guess, it's you can kind of see from how they were raised why they went the direction that they went in. Maybe if I put it like that, how does that sound? When I go back to Smallville,
Yeah.
if you said about Smallville, so I think you kind of touched on that in your brief review and synopsis.
I will actually even help you out with Chloe Pete and Clark and their dynamics. What was also an interesting thing. You know what? Actually, I'll say that for whenever we review Smallville. Let's save that for a Smallville review. I know Troy has talked about it a few times, but
a retrospective.
Yeah, definitely. We'll and we definitely are going to cover the controversy that happened after the series wrapped up.
We could talk about Jindy Tartakovsky's Primal.
You start that off. Go ahead, Humble.
I really like the friendship that Spear and Fane had. Especially when you threw Mira into the mix.
They were definitely a found family.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal is Stone Age Conan the Barbarian styled pulp animation.
Okay, if anyone remembers the caveman off of Dexter's Laboratory that Dexter brought over to discover fire, basically take that guy, make him the star of an action show that is full of a lot of violence, a lot of heart, and there is no talking in it. You'd actually have to practically crawl into the TV and glue your eyes to the screen to pay attention to it.
There's some talking. It's just a lot of grunts, roars, and screams, and later on, um, known languages that are very in their more pseudo ancient dialect.
Mm-hmm.
But there is definitely communication, visual, both visual and oral and audio. It's like even though that the characters don't talk, there is communication in it. But
And I
again,
think
let's
my
not get ahead
favorite
of
part
ourselves
was the
on
one where Spear and Fang try Mira's cooking. You've got Spear, who is like the what the heck is this when he tries a potato for the first time, and Fang is a 3-ton dog.
He eventually ate the cooked meat though.
He did.
Final, is your connection ready?
Alright.
Oh,
Hopefully that it should work, and hopefully it'll just be staying in the YouTube chat.
well, if anything, if it doesn't cooperate with you, just voice your opinions in the YouTube chat.
Yes.
But since you're now coherent and speaking, say what's on your mind. Any friendship, even Patrick and SpongeBob.
Alright. Alright. Because Leia already asked me what is it that about SpongeBob and Patrick that endured for me. Is because of how much that, in spite of these two being opposites, while Patrick is not dumb, because that's the modern SpongeBob that they like to portray him as, but Patrick, well, yeah, not the brightest one in the room, he genuinely does want the best out of everyone, while SpongeBob does want that too. He just loves everyone to a fault. And yet, and that's basically what these two are such close friends for, and hence why these two are always the one to have fun. Because, like, even though SpongeBob has a job, Patrick is a bit of a couch potato, yet these two always like to have fun together. Whether it's, like, playing games, watching Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, jellyfish catching, whatnot, they just like having fun.
Mm-hmm. It basically just describes Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in a way.
Well, like you said, he may not be the brightest bulb in the room, but he does have qualities that make him likable. He is very loyal to SpongeBob and only wants the best for SpongeBob, and that is to be admired, and that is fun to watch, particularly in the early stages of the SpongeBob show. Those early shows in the 90s, you can really see the devotion that they have. And that is enjoyable. I will agree with that. I can see what that can endure.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can speak on fantasy. Go ahead.
Like, do you think I always talk Final Fantasy 24/7?
No, but you do mention it as an example.
Yeah, gee, I wonder who. Yeah, gee, I wonder who.
Well,
like I said, I know it's in your name. I just want you to challenge yourself a little bit every once in a while. Every once in a while. I'm just teasing.
That's what I've been trying, but you keep. Yeah, that's what I've been trying, but you keep bringing it up, and especially with that dipshit Dark.
I mean, you say try. Are you succeeding? Are you winning, son?
Oh
You make
my
it.
Are you making me proud?
You make it. Well, no, you make it too easy though for Wolf to tease you.
I'm actually kind of being serious too.
Awkward.
Don't feel bad,
Indeed.
Ward. I've warned him up about the Captain America movies in Marvel, so you're not alone. He wants me to get in, anime and manga,
Well,
and I'm not right there yet, so you're not alone. But we like to hear. We like what. No, I know, but with Final Fantasy, are there any friendships and loyalties? And I assume there would be in the stories that maybe stand out to you the most, Final, that endures, because it for you, if there is one, it endures for a reason. There's something about it that you enjoy. So are there any particular friendships that endure, or loyalties to friendships that endure for you, or why does they or certain characters, why does it stand
Yes.
out to you?
People talk about Zack and Cloud in Final Fantasy VII, which that is one of my favorite friendships, but that's too easy. One other one that I like to talk about from another beloved Final Fantasy title, Cecil and Kain in Final Fantasy IV.
mm-hmm.
These two, once again, with these two being opposites, whereas Cecil already living a life as an orphan, whilst actually wait, no, Kain and Cecil, they both grew up together in the same castle, and they were practically brothers at this point.
Keep going, brother. You're doing good.
Even with the two being friends, I'm going. Shut up. Even with the two being friends, there's a lot of insecurities on Kane's part. And we even see this throughout the whole game, where even when seeing Cecil, seeing that his best friend that he's grown up with, that he's practically a brother to him this whole time, I was like, wait, what are you doing? Why are you fighting me this whole time? And learned that he was being manipulated. And by the end of the game, and while Kane does express his regret being and yet he just can't have, like, it's out of reach to him, and now seeing all this destruction that he had in spite of that being controlled, that revealed his darker side. That's why he left, why he never showed, because even after, he's still his friend all along, but he just doesn't want to be seen with to everyone else ever again, because of how much destruction that he's caused for everyone, even Cecil himself, which is why he felt so guilty about that. And yet and even then Cecil never meant him any will, because he still trusts him, because these two grew up together.
Kain is a dragon. He's one of the Dragon Knights, if I recall.
Yep, he's the Dragoon, the second
Thank
Dragoon
you,
in the
Dragoon.
series. Yes.
He's a jackass. I like him. That was my impression of him. I was like, this guy's a jackass, but I like him. Is everybody connection okay?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
still here. I didn't want to interrupt. I was letting you both finish. If Final is still here with his connection, I was going to let him finish, and then I was going to let you finish your
Yeah.
thought.
Are you still here? Still with us? Final. Let's see what's going on.
His connection may be getting wonky. I've had those days too. I know what you mean, Final.
Okay, yes. Okay, because, yeah, I hear someone else's background music and it's cutting in and out. It's like, oh god, not again.
That's Wolf's background music.
Hang on.
Are we all still here?
Yeah.
Oh, humbly, there you are. You are. Dom and Wolf are on
No,
mute.
I'm still here. I didn't realize I kept my mic muted.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna ask earlier. Wolf. You and Wolf, Marty, like earlier in the stream, like did the two of you like go like have a discussion with the two one shot fan works for K-pop Demon Hunters and how they're tied into our topic tonight.
Yeah,
Uh,
Zoe,
I thought that
Mira,
was gonna be
and
for the Valentine's Day special.
No,
yeah,
no,
that's
look, the one shots they're no, like, we're focusing on the friendships in those one shots. No, we'll be doing the Valentine's Day episode next week. And
Okay.
two one shots we're talking
But
about
yes, I
the
did read them.
friendship. Yeah, so yeah, but we're talking about like the friendship like between like Rumi, Zoe, and Mira. And well yes, like in those two one shots, like it did feature Rumi and Ginu. They're like as a couple, but it's the friendship between the three ladies that are like the focus, because like the romance between Rumi and Ginu or the background.
my whole impression of it is Rumi and Ginu were lovey-dovey, and Zoe and Mira were like, "Good God, get a room."
Right? I was saying actually one of the one shows where the two like want to watch a movie, but then Zoe like came in like interrupted the moment and decided to plop down on the couch like to watch the movie that the two like decided to put on.
Well,
Yes.
outside of that outside of those one shots in the movie proper, their friendship, their friendship is essential,
Mm-hmm. And
very
also,
very essential
it's also
because
like tied into what you brought up, I don't know, with their friendship being put to the test.
it's tested, it's measured, but the reason why it's that way is because even though they're trained as a group and through Celine, Rumi's auntie, who was also not necessarily a former hunter. She could still do her magic and everything. Well, at least I assume she still can, right?
Yeah.
But the movie the movie's world building implies that they have to sing together as a group to in order for their powers to work cohesively in harmony, which is what strengthens their abilities to defeat the demons. However, it's their friendship that powers up their cohesion, that supplement it, that drives it. When you see them fight the demons in the movie proper, you know they're very they all move in a harmonic way, and each one of them all have their turn to shine whenever they sing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Yeah.
though ultimately it leads back to when during their songs, it always leads back to Rumi hitting her highs, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because she's the heart of the group. As I said in our review, I know everybody thinks that she's the she's the mind, but she's actually the heart.
Mm.
Yeah. Also like their dynamic is similar to Sam Clover and Alex of Totally Spies. Pretty much
Yeah.
like what if Clover like is the leader.
Or Sailor
Mm.
Moon.
Yeah.
Mainly Sailor Moon though.
Mm.
Yeah,
Because
Rumi's a bit more. Rumi's a bit more selfless than Sam or whoever the blonde one was out of Totally
No,
Spies.
you got it. It was Usagi.
Yep.
I was
Sagi
thinking it's
Chan.
more like yeah, I was thinking more like the Powerpuff Girls with that kind of dynamic with the Huntrix girls.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No,
Because then Rumi will be the mind.
Hmm.
And Bubbles is the heart. 'Cause she'll fill Bubbles' role. Like I said, that was the rare time I saw where the leader is actually the heart instead of the mind.
Yep.
That was the first time I seen the heart take a leadership role.
A very workaholic heart.
But
Mhm.
eventually, she was eventually, like in the end of the movie, realized she's no longer a workaholic.
I mean, she probably still is. She
oh
just
yeah,
took a time to tone
but
it
then what
down.
does that?
It's tempered.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
then
best
what
way
does
to
that
say.
make Zoe then?
Zoe's the body. No, Zoe's the mind.
Yeah, Zoe's the mind, and Mira's the body.
She's the one that
I mean, I get Mira
that
being the body, but Zoe being
she's
Zoe was the lyricist.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she can be very tactical in her fighting style.
Hmm.
Look at her weapons. She's the mind.
oh
Well, I do know dysfunctional relationships I've seen lately. They did Villain Hotline on YouTube. If the Borg decided to assimilate the Swedish chef.
Now that we
Says
mentioned
what you-
now that I mentioned Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is very much empowered by friendship.
Hmm.
It thrives on that. And their dynamics is definitely paramount. It's really the I would not be surprised that a lot of female movies or shows, all female groups of the '90s and way back when, were heavily inspired by Sailor Moon and beyond. Because Sailor Moon really knew how to do an all female dynamic. It was the cornerstone. It was the progenitor of all
Yep.
female group stories that worked. I would not be surprised that My Little Pony came from that, the original. But we're
yeah,
again with the with Sailor Moon and their dynamics, the fact that and this is one of the reasons why I say Rumi's the heart, because Rumi is technically Usagi-chan in their dynamic. And what was Usagi, Sailor Moon, in that series? She was the heart.
Yeah, and she had that one character arc where she had to accept like both sides of it, and she got bad advice for like half of her career. Good-hearted
Well,
advice, but very bad advice because parents often slip up a little
well,
or
her
a lot.
friends were correct. She did need to see her auntie. It just didn't go the way we all expected it to go. I was like, technically they were correct. She needed to see Celine. But no, like I'm looking at the way how they build it up and how they conceptualize K-pop demon hunters, right? And they say they got it from Sailor Moon. So yes, that's why I'm saying Rumi is the heart, because Usagi-chan, or Serena, if you're American, she is the heart of the group. Amy is the if if we boil down just three when they first started, it was Usagi, Amy, and Ray, right? Then Usagi is the heart. Amy is the Ami, excuse me, not Amy. They also call her Amy in America, which is freaking hilarious. That aside, more on that when we talk about Sailor Moon one of these days. But Ami is the mind. and Rey is the body. Now, if we expand it to the other set of scouts, each one have their own versions of each of the three, and excuse me. I would say Makoto is the body. You know what? She is the body.
Who? Sailor Jupiter?
Yeah, I always call them by their Japanese names.
And also the tomboy of the bunch, much like Zoe.
No shit.
She is literally the bronze of the group.
Yeah, so she's the body. Ooh, what is Venus's name? How do I forget her name? I think it's Rooney.
No, it's Minako.
Minako, right? Minako's the she's also the mind because she's actually the original general of the Sailor Scouts.
Yeah, also known as Sailor V, and she's been doing it far longer than Usagi and the others.
Which another side effect, Sailor Venus is the original Sailor Moon.
Yep, and Sailor Moon is the sequel to codename Sailor V. A lot.
I wouldn't say she's a
Some
sequel. I
people
would
didn't.
say she was Sailor V rewritten.
No, Sailor Moon is a sequel to codename Sailor V, and some people didn't realize that until actually not only reading the manga but also watching the anime adaptation for
I'm
Sailor V.
sure she says that, but I like to think that she rewrote it.
Nah, no.
That's just me being cheeky.
Yes, you are, as usual.
It's like, nah, lady, just admit you just rewrote it. you just wanted an excuse to add your character in because that's because Sailor V is our author insert. Technically, it's like no, you just wanted an excuse to put her in. Sequel, my butt. But no, I didn't even go into detail of their friendship. Let me go ahead and go into detail. Y'all want me to go ahead and go into detail? We'll make
Yes.
their friendship work.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Serena or Usagi, she is viewed often. Well, in the Deke version, mind you, the Deke version saw her as sort of a loser and the one that you underestimate and think little of. The manga, on the other hand, gives her a whole entirely different dynamic and a different layer to her character dynamic with all the Sailor Scouts. No, she is not the strongest fighter. No, she is not the smartest strategist. And no, she is not the most tactical when it comes to leadership. But what she makes up for it is her heart. As a matter of fact, it is her heart that's what actually builds up the other scouts and make them even better than what their sums of their parts are. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
it's her heart that connects them together and help them work in cohesion. She's not in the Deke version. She's pretty much at times cowardly and or aloof and very bubbly and ditzy.
In
But
the Deke version, she was a total spaz, but that's kind of what we liked about her.
in the true adaptation, also in the manga, she's very she's so much more. I can't really put my finger on what makes her so much more because I have to revisit the Brotherhood adaptation version and the manga.
She started out as a literal blonde joke with meat bun hair, and as she grows, she kept that character growth.
Mm-hmm.
It was due to her heart. Her heart.
Mhm.
Her, she grows on you, basically. Her biggest trait in that entire series is that she grows on you. That's what makes her so special and so endearing to a lot of people, both boys and girls. Though everybody wanted to fuck Ray, and everybody else wanted to marry Makato. There were some people that would love to marry uh Makino or Minako, excuse me, Minako. Though there were times people wish that Hiruno and sorry, Haruno's Pluto, right?
Oh no.
Haruno is like singular, I think.
No, 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 no.
No,
No.
Haruno's Neptune, right?
Wait,
Oh,
wait. Are you talking about Haruka?
I think
No,
so.
Haruka. Haruka is Sailor Uranus, and Michiru is Neptune.
Okay.
oh yeah.
Everybody wanted to marry Michiru,
Or
and
or in,
there were
or
some that wanted to marry
Haruka.
Haruka.
Yes,
Everybody
and
else wanted to Everybody else wanted to adopt Pluto, but wanted to kill Chibiusa.
oof.
Maybe.
Yeah, I've seen.
Maybe.
I've seen. I mean, I've seen that from few people like of the fandom who are not huge fans of Chibiusa. But for those like who want to
There are some
marry
that do like her,
I,
but I'm like, majority of the time, some people said that
but
little girl just.
but
Mm,
but I'll get back to talk about what you were saying previously. Yeah, no, I've seen instances where people like want to marry Michiru or Haruka, even though Takeuchi actually like made them a couple.
hmm No, I'm
Hey, but
also.
hey, but it doesn't stop. But it doesn't stop. Hey, it doesn't stop guys for still like wanting to marry them like if they're either straight or they're bi.
Right. Now, one thing I will say, to even supply final with the whole RPG aspect. There's also Bo and Ryu from Breath of Fire series.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Even though Bo is a bit more timid and tend to have a tendency to be more of a pacifist and a tad bit envious of Ryu or very resentful towards Ryu because Ryu tends to in his mind he tends to hog all the credit, but in time he began to man up and stay loyal to his friend and back him up. That's if you guys played Breath of Fire.
I want
I
to
think
play
it's
it.
I think it's Breath of Fire too. You need to play. It's pretty good,
Hmm.
especially especially part two. Part two is really good.
There was some really good friendships in Golden Sun.
Oh hell yeah!
Yep.
Isaac, Garrett, Simon,
I have to
and
admit, one of my favorite characters is Garrett because when he opened his mouth, he was a good-hearted idiot, and he always had the bad
that dude
suggestions.
is Kuwabara in an RPG.
Yes.
Speaking of Kuwabara, freaking Yu Yu Hakusho.
You
Hmm.
scan Kuwabara. Well,
Well,
like
the
what?
entire group, the entire boy band.
Well, not only are they not only like very good friends, but there's a brotherhood, like between the four.
And let's not forget Goku and Vegeta.
Of course.
Of course, what the The classic trope of enemies becoming friends.
Well, before that was Goku and Piccolo, of course.
That is like the majority of the characters off of Bleach.
Pretty much
you
every
got that
anime,
right.
pretty much any shonen anime. Hell, we can even throw in Ray and Kenshiro in the mix.
Hmm. But just to
But
clarify, for Dragon Ball, we're referring to Piccolo Jr., the son of the original.
right,
Yeah, Piccolo.
What?
Oh, the part I found pretty funny is there's also Bulma being a force
Yeah,
of
and
personality and got Beerus to babysit her kid.
Yep.
what you gonna say? Finally, you ready to speak?
yes, because you mentioned with one character being a pacifist and the other being more battle ready. There's one I was about to bring up while we're on the subject of video games. X and Zero from the Mega Man X series.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Mainly because of how much these two. It's similar to the dynamics between the original Mega Man and Proto Man, given color scheme, and someone with personality. Only this time these two actually do know each other instead of just having not each other till Mega Man 3. Uh, with X Zero being the most powerful of the bunch, even before he had the upgrades since X2 and he had his own sword, even though he rarely ever uses X Buster anymore. And
Come on.
um with Zero being more battle ready because he's always focused on the mission. Because like, what's the very first thing that we see Zero see? What was the very first time that we see Zero do in the first Mega Man X?
Fight
Yes,
and
but what?
rescue Mega
No, but
Man.
what? From?
File.
Exactly. And then what did he
Well,
do after that?
well, no. To illustrate what you're trying to say here is the fact that they both embody what makes the Reploids special, or the fact that they go beyond their programming at times. They even go beyond dubious programming, the the potential of the frenzy state, which is known as going Maverick, that afflicts Reploids, especially the best of them, which was Sigma, and you know, I know a lot of people like to rag on Sigma a lot, being always the repeated villain of the series of that franchise. But you gotta respect that the fact that the reason why he's at that status because he was the Maverick Hunter. So by that dynamic, each and every one of them were kind of like his. They're almost like his students in a way. He was like their former master, their former chief, their commander in chief, right?
Yes.
So they all carried them. They all carried with them a heavy burden after what happened with Sigma when he Maverick,
Yeah.
especially with the whole issue with the Reploids and human conflict building up,
Yeah.
especially the thought of the Maverick Hunters not being enough because they could potentially go Maverick thanks to Sigma going Maverick, and each and every
Or
one of them
perhaps with just with after experience with Vile, according to the Archie comics, because he was originally a Maverick Hunter himself. Like he was a part of that same group.
yes, he was.
And hell, Zero even went toe to toe with Sigma when he was a Maverick. Zero, I mean.
Yep. But what makes them special is the fact that they all have their own philosophies. Zero is willing to take life if necessary.
Yeah,
He's
though
also
much to
willing
his
to
own
take the blame.
detriment. and I say much to his own detriment because he's always the one to get into to have a boss fight with X.
Which
That
part of Gundam are we talking about?
We're not talking about Gundam. We're talking about Mega Man X.
Oh yeah.
kind of all over the place with it, but trying to have a through line with it. But yeah, their dynamic is special is because they have that soldier mentality as well. They're more than just hunters. They're also soldiers. They're warrior bots, and each one of them have that soldier mentality of, hey, if something happens to me, I know. No words need to be spoken. No sentences need to be finished. None of that. When it comes to those two, especially any brothers of arms type of duo in any media, it's like, hey, if this, you know what to do, right? Especially what happened in I think it was X3 or X4
On
or one.
No, it's in X4 with that one conversation between X and Zero. It's after
Yep.
I think after Zero's campaign.
Yep.
Hmm.
Where he asks him, if I ever go Maverick, and Zero just brushes off like, look man, that ain't never gonna happen. Why is that? Because of your heart, man.
Yeah,
Not the exact words, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically how it went down. To say, like, dude, it's your heart, man. Come on now. You're the idiot that always trying to reason with people before you kill them.
yes, because that's what I was about to bring up. Because Zero's always the one that's willing to go into a fight first, and then ask questions later. Because that's his mission. Because that's why he's the most powerful of all the Maverick hunters. And being a Maverick, once he was a Maverick himself, of course, made to be like that because of his creator. X, on the other hand, while also pretty powerful in his own right, and because he's the successor to the original Mega Man, that's what makes him that much of a badass, because he's always going to be the one to be, because he's a pacifist. He's always going to be the one to talk to Mavericks first, and then before going into a fight. But when standards are hurt, he's the first one to go in guns blazing.
I had something to say. I lost it. Oh, later on in Mega Man Zero, it's funny enough that Zero ends up being he ends up taking X's philosophy later on.
Yeah,
He still obliterates his enemies.
yeah. Even in that one scene in X3 after the Omega fight.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna throw in Fuga.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw in Fuga. Molt and I would say Molt and Kyle, but I'm not that far into the story yet to really define their friendship, because they're mostly rivals right now. But I will say the the dynamic mostly stretches between Molt and Baron and what's that kid's name again? I know you know, Don. I think his name is Biscuit.
Biscuit.
Don't quote me, man, until you know.
Oh no, don't worry. Excuse me. I'm gonna double check, but I need to check. Mute myself in a little.
'Give me a sec. I'm gonna look it up. 'Cause I know you know, Don. Don't quote me, man, until you know. Okay. Don't quote me, man, until you know. 'Cause I know you know, Don. 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 ' From Fuga Melodies of Steel. It's from the Little Bronx Tale series, the ones that brought in Tel Concerto and Solotorabo. Two games I wish I played.
Mhm.
One being on the PlayStation, by the way. Wish I had that game for PlayStation. I want to play the game so badly. And no, this is way before I discovered I was a furry. My wife keeps dropping her phone. Okay, let me see. Oh wow, Wikipedia, you're so useless.
Anyone could edit that one.
Yeah, I can't
Well,
find no.
what do you think? Why do you think like a majority of people don't no longer trust Wikipedia?
Kind of robot there a little bit, man.
I said before. I said before StreamYard decided to robot me. Well, why do you think a majority of people like, no longer trust Wikipedia? Even the founders like tell people to not trust it.
Why is
Eh, I remember the story from my art teacher when he talked about this one article about a town, and they called it the happiest place on earth. Let's just say it was the opposite.
We'll t- well,
that
I mean it is definitely related to the internet, but we will touch on that later in the real millennials.
Yay, Rick
you know?
beans.
Well, you're talking about Disney now. We might as well talk about Goofy, Donald, and Mickey, which is an interesting dynamic because Mickey is Mickey tends to be an associate of theirs. The dynamic is strengthened more in between Donald and Goofy. Even though Mickey is the ringleader of their group.
Mickey's
Will you
the
agree?
Mickey's the common sense, and Goofy is a guy. He does stupid stuff, and somehow it works. And Donald is a quick-tempered Daffy Duck.
Yeah. Well,
Even though Daffy is already quick-tempered.
True.
No,
Goofy
Daffy
is
is
also
narcissistic.
Much like Daffy.
No. Daffy is narcissistic. Donald is quick tempered.
he's quick. He's quick temper, but he is also like him like wearing that sailor outfit. I feel like does it's not just for aesthetics. That's because he is actually a sailor.
Now that all makes sense.
No, at best, Daffy gets frustrated
Mm-hmm.
to the point where he loses his cool, but he is even tempered. Donald, on the other hand, he's a powder keg.
Yep. Even when he's out as an adventurer with Uncle Scrooge, like he is still a powder keg. But it's directed like towards like the various villains that him and the others like would fight against like in the Donald Duck comics.
And if you looked into the racing cartoon, you get more of slice of life Donald.
The one thing I love about Donald though is that he has your back every step of the way.
Yeah.
Like that one time when Mickey was getting attacked by a mother condor. That motherfucker straight up just wind up his freaking leg and kick the shit out of her ass.
Mm-hmm.
Have you rolling? He straight up he had me rolling because he wound it up first before he went boop. I was like, he was man. He teed off on that broad, just straight teed off, and she would and she over here like just wha- what's the word? She was she was more than flabbergasted. She was just caught off guard and she trying to get so far away from him, and he just went boom. I was like, damn, Donald don't take no mess when it comes to his friends.
And
I was like,
he's not the
Jesus,
only one.
Donald, you throw down. He
And
be
he's not
scared
the
for a
only
while,
one.
but when his friends are threatened, he on the warpath.
Oh yeah, no, I mean not just Donald, but also in spite of Goofy's reputation like as a klutz and also being an odd jobs man, and he also like has his friends back as well. Well, like, even if it's like accidental, his heart is in the right place when it comes to Donald and Mickey.
Not only that, but even to his son and even his neighbor, in the
He
what is it, the Goof Troop?
He and Max. Yeah, Goof Troop.
Yes.
Oh, and also like what is known about Goofy, he's actually the first animated character to be a widower because he did have a wife like before she kicked the bucket.
Why you always gotta say it like that?
I remember him as a guy who could literally drink tea with his toes. If you stuck him in that one Sailor Moon episode where they had the How to Be a Princess class, he would be the one that would truly drive the teacher nuts because he finds
Yes.
goofy ways to do things, and Serena, or Usagi, being the impressionable person that she is, would try to imitate Goofy.
I'm already picturing it.
Unironically. And probably fall over because her legs aren't that limber.
Not all that as well as so she's not completely flexible like as one or two members of the Sailor Scouts.
True.
Hey, but
Let's
she
go.
but she tries.
True, she does. Let's go back to Disney characters being goofy.
Okay, I just remember his name is Socks, not Biscuit. I was talking about Molt's close friends like Baron and Socks. I just love how he interacts with them, especially Molt. Though, uh, what can I even say about Fuga that hasn't been said so far from other fans yet? It's just the
Well,
fact
what can you
that
say?
other than the fact that oh boy, those kids are not gonna stay innocent that long. Considering what I'm gearing myself up for when I get to part 2.
Yeah. Well, with the adventure they're undertaking, it'll definitely cause like most to some of them to grow up pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. And grow up, phew, they never be the same afterwards.
Hmm.
Except for Wappa. Wappa is still her crazy self, apparently. I like Wappa though. Wappa cracks me up. Though the one that really struck me is Molt's sister May. My lord, whenever one of her battle cries, pow pow pie. I was like, this is a 5-year-old manning a machine gun, shotting that while she's killing tanks and air automatons. That still disturbs me. I mean, even more so then there's this big magical tank rolling around the land, manned by children. You got this one 5-year-old just shouting "pow pow pie" in such a cheerful,
Which show is
childish way.
this?
Fuga, it's a game.
It's a video game series.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about Those Who Hunt Elves. And you've got the martial artist, the actress, the tank nut who is a high school girl, and the tank that gets possessed by the spirit of a ghost cat,
Humble.
and then the dog, and then the elf who is cursed to be a dog until she gets all the spots and is able to send them home.
Humble, if you have a Switch, play Fuga.
Well, that being said, what are everyone's favorites? Excuse me. All that being said, like transitioning from video games, like what is everyone's favorite friendships in comic books?
Fern and Foam Bone.
From the Bone series?
Yep.
Good choice.
Even though that kinds of their dynamic kind of gets close to a romance as the story progresses. At least I think it does, or they remain friends in the end.
Wait, are you talking about Rose? Wait, I'll double check. You said Rose and
No,
and
Fern
Funbone?
and Foam Bone.
Oh, Fern and Funbone. But no, they're still friends.
I could have sworn they were again. They were almost close to being a romance, but I think they ultimately stayed friends. I mean, they were still young though, so yeah. Why is
Well,
everybody quiet?
no, I'm just surprised no one has brought up either Bruce or James Gordon.
Do they know them?
Commissioner Gordon.
Right.
Yep.
Yes. But
No.
that's already been too easy, though. You're trying to think of something else, though.
I could.
There is a friendship like in fiction that, well, especially in comic books that some people talk about, but not everybody else. The friendship between Beast Hank McCoy and Simon Williams, Wonder Man.
There's also Abe Sapien and Hellboy.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting when you when you bring up Commissioner Gordon, if I could drop back to that, and Batman, because that's a good one to mention, because most of the time nobody ever mentions that. We usually go to Batman and Robin naturally, but we forget.
Well, but that's more of a father. That's more of a father-son relationship.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But still, it's
Heck,
good
it was
that you.
even that way in the 66 Batman.
Because I thought the animated. I was just going to say I thought the animated series did a good job showing the friendship between Commissioner Gordon and Batman.
Oh,
Well,
it does.
Well, that friendship was carried over from the comics. One of the many aspects that the two like have in common is a strong sense of justice as well as making Gotham City a better place.
Yeah.
The friendship I could remember from a comic book is Calvin and Hobbes.
The quintessential one. Very quintessential. In fact, I would say quintessential because that one's been interpreted so many times, in so many ways. The fact that Hobbes is kind of like a thing that only Calvin sees at times.
Hobbes is literally his toy tiger.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I'll
doubles
turn-
as his imaginary
And
friend.
Calvin is the kid who basically recreated horror stories using snowmen.
Yeah, with Calvin and Hobbes, it's very fantastical, and like, yeah, we maybe still Tiger, but with him seeing him like in life, you can also, it's possible like he is a tulpa.
Nah,
Tulpa,
he's an
but only
imaginary friend. That kid's lonely. Kid has no friends. I feel bad for him sometimes. So yeah, he talks to kids, but does he really talk to kids?
we see, well, in the strips, like he does talk to kids.
Yeah, but does he talk to them?
Always with the cheeky remarks.
Hey, look, every single time, majority of the time you see that boy, he's with that tiger. Come on now. Does he really have friends?
He does.
I know. I'm just saying it's like
But
you can easily interpret it that way. It's like does that kid really do have friends?
cheekiness aside, so like the boy does have friends like besides Hobbs.
Mm-hmm. He does take them with him sometimes though.
But also, not to mention like with Hobbs, like he does like does have an interaction with the real world.
Yeah, that's weird.
So why like why there's an inference that he's more than just Calvin's imaginary friend like in the form of his like stuffed tiger, but he can interact with the real world as a tulpa.
There's also the Peanuts gang.
Oh yeah, no, there are tons of
True.
friendships.
My least favorite out of the TV friendships was Penny Proud's friends from the Proud family.
Oh, fuck that.
Nothing
Oh.
against them, but with friends like those, who needs enemies?
And
I just don't like how they treated Penny.
yeah, well, I would say let's say it about the revival sequel of the Proud Family, the better, because the
Dude,
series
the
ended.
OG series had the same problems, so it didn't
Oh
really
yeah,
change much. It just gave them new problems.
Mhm.
but the point is like the original series ended with the Proud Family movie, and with Penny turned 16, and if people like wanted to see her in the gang again, like it would have made sense to see them like in college or even all grown up, when they have their own families.
You are overly
Nah.
ambitious on that. I'd rather the show just stop right there.
I like the
I'm just like pointing out there of how it could be possible to tell a next generation story with Penny all grown up. But
You can also
however,
stop
my
now.
original point still stands that the series ended with the movie.
yeah,
All I'm
okay. We'll go with
saying
that.
is, all I'm saying is, you can stop right there, right now. I don't even want to entertain that. Not by a long shot, brother.
Yeah, they had some pretty interesting friendships in the Hey Arnold series.
A lot of the '90s shows, Chucky and
Chucky and Tommy from
How could you
Rugrats.
forget Tommy?
Yeah.
I'm hungry, so yeah, I can barely think right now. I think we should start wrapping it up. And we lost all of our audience anyway, so we might as well wrap it up.
Now that works.
That's right.
So yes, to catch everybody up, if you made it this far, so far we started off with the negatives and we ended off on the positives and the reminiscing.
Well, also going over the two one shots for K-pop Demon Hunters, and how the friendship between Rumi, Mira, and Zoe is explored, while there are some romance shenanigans between Rumi and Gino.
Albeit briefly.
You done?
Hey, those two one-shots serves as the focus for tonight's episode of The Real Millennials.
Are they really?
Yes, they
Anyways,
actually kickstart the whole thing.
I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Those none of you, and those nonsense motherfuckers that kept popping in and out. I hope you guys found something enlightening. But I could be wrong about what I said about Renee O'Hara and Lucy Lawless being surrogates to their children. So don't quote me on that one, but she definitely was the godmother of her children. So let's end off on that one. We got some more stuff coming in. We're not going to list it here. We'll just play it by ear for now. We definitely are going to be tackling some Valentine related stuff. Specifically, we're definitely tackling our upcoming anime spotlight in Vandred. It's definitely Valentine's related. Not specifically, but it is definitely one I picked out just to supplement for this holiday month. And we're definitely going to touch deeply on the friendship dynamics of both the male characters and the female characters in that series. And Leia,
Indeed.
I think you might like this one. Has a very interesting way of handling gender dynamics.
Well, we'll see.
Is
We
this the
shall
one where the boys pilot the girls?
That's starting in the Franks.
Okay.
Avenger is completely different.
Looking back, there is a lot of mecha anime that had a lot of boys and girls piloting a mecha in such a weird way. The only one that was decently normal was freaking Better Man. And what I mean by that is, in this way, there was not really much of a sexual undertone to how the mech operated. Next one was Eureka 7. That mech is powered by love. Specifically
Right.
love. What you mean, right? It's true.
Never mind. Combiner mecha, like, I don't know, Voltron, or various other Super Sentai shows that do this all the time since Battle Fever
Voltron
J.
Super Robot.
Super robot, GT.
And that's a team dynamic. I'm talking about mecha that required both a boy and a girl piloting it. And 9 times out of 10, final, there was some weird sexual undertone to it. I think it started with Martian successor Nadesco. I think it started with that one. That or maybe one of the earlier Super Robot shows. Though Gurren Lagann is powered by friendship and brotherhood. And later on, family. Oh, we got one member here. Cool. But yeah, this one's definitely oh man, Vandred. You know what? I ain't gonna say no more. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Jesus Christ. You guys gotta watch it to believe it.
well, for me, it'll be a rewatch.
For us, you and I, Don. But these guys, y'all ain't prepared for it.
Just, just, fasten your seatbelts.
Oh my lord!
As for what you mentioned earlier, for Thursdays at the Real Millennials, we'll be playing things by ear.
Mm-hmm. So pick whatever topic Dalton can speedball through, or Ultra, whoever's joining us that night on Thursday. I mean, on Friday.
Oh boy.
I still got so let the schedule. So I'll keep you all updated.
Mm-hmm. I think I have a movie spotlight coming ready for us, or maybe we can talk about a movie that Leia might want to talk about.
You know, I already got one.
For
What do you
for
have for movie spotlight?
oh,
Yes.
okay.
Something that you want to talk about, Leia. And what about you, Final?
And I already got one, and it's already gonna be one that I do want Leia to get involved in, and that's why I don't want her to get left out in the dust. But I'll talk about this in the green room.
Why can't you talk about it now? Oh well. The Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Well, that about does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, click like and subscribe and share with your family and friends. And make sure you ring that notification bell, that way you get notified of our latest videos. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Final Fantasy Fan 12 signing off, and remember, may the light forever shine upon us.
The Humble Zariah's Humble Marty.
Hello, I am Humble Marty and I rate things.
The Hound of the South Dominic Powell.
Thank you everybody for joining us. And finally, tonight's episode of the Real Millennials. Make sure you stay tuned for the upcoming episode that we have having this coming Thursday, as well as future videos to come. Until then, this is the Hound of the South Dominic Powell signing off. And remember, keep up the good fight and maintain hope, idealism, and optimism alive in the world. Because remember, cynicism and nihilism are for losers. Hope you all have a good rest of your night.
The lovely Leia Val Leia Plus Size.
All right, hello everyone. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely Lady of Valor, and I want to thank you for joining us for this discussion about friendships in films, television, books, media, everything we've covered. If you have a particular friendship that means a lot to you in any type of media, it could be a video game, it could be film, it could be television, comic book, please leave it in the comments below. I'm sure we'll really would like to hear from all of you. And also like and share this stream with others who may be interested in this topic. You know, I was just going to leave out that, you know, seeing friendships in films is becoming very rare these days. It seems like people want to tear friends apart more than show their loyalty together. So let's try to keep true friendships alive and remember them. Other than that, if you're on the East Coast like I am, please try to stay warm. And until then, you all have a good week, and we'll see you next time.
Well, that's actually one more thing you forgot to add, Leia.
What was the? Go ahead.
Remember, people, a close friendship between like two men or two women, it does not mean they're a type of gay.
Yeah.
True.
He's correct.
Let's remember that. Yes.
Not every
Is it-
relationship goes kissy kissy.
Two men
Yeah.
could be close without being sexual. Yes.
Yes.
Visual command.
Yes, C.S. Lewis will even tell you about that.
Can I sign us out now?
Go ahead, go ahead.
This is your Welcome Commander Wolftan. Remind you guys once again, you are the UN Spacey. Welcome to the Wolf Fleet. And be patient.